Hi, are you here for your shoe fitting? Wonderful. My name is Violet. I'll be your assistant today. I've already pulled a couple shoe samples for you in your shoe size since we spoke on the phone. And I have some just different options across the board for you. I know you work in business and you need a shoe that's a little bit more formal. So I'm very excited to just show you some of the options, and we can talk about the advantages and disadvantages of different styles of shoe. And yeah, do you have any questions before we begin? Great, let's get started. So the first shoe I've pulled for you is it's a leather shoe. Excuse me. It's a leather shoe. It's a loafer. This shoe has a more casual style than you'll find with some other shoes. This one is a slip-on, so it's much more comfortable than some of the other shoes I'll be showing you. As a result, though, it's not appropriate for every office function. In some offices, it would be okay to wear a loafer, and other offices, it's not. So it just depends. Would you describe your office setting as extremely formal? Okay, so if it's not a very rigid work environment, then this type of shoe should be absolutely fine. It's leather shoe. You'll find that almost every dress shoe is leather because it's the standard, most accepted type of shoe for working, and it is a very, very dark brown. It is very rare to find a shoe that isn't dark brown or black, just because it gives sort of an unprofessional vibe. But this one is extremely dark brown. It has beautiful stitching along the side and just some great bunching at the tip. You'll notice that this shoe is a rounded tip. Square cut fronts are very out of style, and you'll appear quite dated in a shoe with that. It's got some beautiful leather accents on the front, just to sort of accentuate the design and make it more interesting and more elegant. The inside, if you can see past the shoe tree, is a perforated leather insole with bracing at the instep, and that means that it'll be more comfortable for you when you walk. Some people prefer a synthetic insole, but leather, depending on the type of leather you get, can be much more sturdy and long-lasting. So this is a very soft leather. It's more lasting than plastic, but you will still probably have to replace it in its lifetime. The average shoe will last you about 10 to 20 years, depending on how well it's maintained and if it gets wet frequently, but if it's properly cared for, leather shoes with good soles will last quite a long time. Speaking of soles, this one has a leather sole, so that means that it is going to last forever. Not forever, but it will last much longer than a plastic one. If you do intend to maintain the shoe for a decade or more, then you will have to get the leather soles replaced periodically, perhaps once or twice in every couple of years. It's not that expensive, depending on where you go. It's about $25 to $75. We also offer that service here at our shop, and the first one is complimentary, so we like to treat our clients very well. You'll notice here on the insole that there's a part here which is plastic. This is designed to sort of act as a buffer to keep the leather going longer. So this plastic instep will wear out faster because it's on the heel of the shoe, which is where the shoe will take the brunt of the force. So you want a plastic part here just to prolong the life of the leather. So when you get your shoe taken in to be repaired, it's always good to get the plastic insert in the heel replaced. But yeah, there's no review. This is just a really beautiful shoe with a very elegant silhouette, and it's just a nice casual shoe and much more comfortable than some of the other models you'll see. So we're going to move on. The next one I want to show you, I wish I was taller, is this casual, well, it's not casual, it's a dress shoe. It's black leather, and you'll notice that it's got some beautiful, some more pointy tip, but this very streamlined silhouette. It's real leather with some detailed stitching going down the sides, but it's not anything ornate. So this shoe is very versatile, and I would recommend it for daily use. This one has a hard leather sole, and I say hard, I just mean that the leather it's not suede or worked at all. So it's not that it's uncomfortable, but it is more durable. So it will mold to your feet, is the advantage of hard leather. It's just not as comfortable as a plastic insole immediately. So some people do prefer synthetic, but once again, the leather will give you much longer wear and it's higher quality. It's got a very thin edge, so that makes the shoe it gives it a nice clean cut edge. You can see that swoop is very elegant and sophisticated. It looks wonderful with or without socks. Yes, you can wear a leather dress shoe without socks. Be prepared for it to be a little bit sweaty, but sometimes it's just so hot you can't bring yourself to wear socks. I know how it is. What I would advise is to put talcum powder inside the shoe when you're first putting it on. Yeah, like your grandfather would have. It's an old-fashioned trick, but it works. It will mean that your foot will be able to get in the shoe very easily. It will keep things from smelling bad. It will keep your foot from getting that horrible, damp, sweaty feeling. So yeah. This one has a leather sole with a thicker heel than you'll find on a loafer. Leather, of course. This one is just a very excellent high quality. You can see the stitching going along the outside. With a leather seam, it's very important that the leather is sewn onto the shoe, never glued. Leather should only be sewn, so it's a higher quality of craftsmanship, and bad stuff happens to leather and water and glue. A warped sole, it's terrible for the shoe, and if it's left unchecked, then it can actually hurt your back if it affects your walk. So it's very important that the sole is sewn on. So yeah, this is just a daily, day-to-day shoe. You could wear this with jeans even, just to dress it up slightly. It's black, it will go with anything. It's a really wonderful basic, and I recommend it for anyone starting out in business. It looks good with anything, and the black goes well with any color. So it's a very important wardrobe staple to have a nice daily pair of loafers in black leather. And it's so smooth. I just love to pet these shoes because the craftsmanship and the quality of the leather is so wonderful. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out about shoes. I like my job. Let's see, the next one. I'm going to put that one over there. Excuse me. The next one I'm going to show you is a much dressier shoe, and it's much heavier. So these are a pair of wingbacks, wingtips. You can see why they're called that. They have these details on the tips that look like wings. These shoes are black leather that's sort of polished to a high sheen, so it gives off a very sophisticated vibe when you're wearing a shoe like this. The leather detailing is beautiful. It's perforated, sort of, so that means there's holes in the leather to show through to the leather underneath. And the detailing there's fine-tooth edging, there's these parts that sort of go up and around the rim. It's got a fixed, it doesn't have any flap, so there's a type of shoe that, I'll show you on the other shoe. It's got these flaps. You can see that this whole part lifts. Excuse me, I'm getting a work call. Alright. This whole part lifts. And that means that somebody with a high arch is going to find these types of shoes more comfortable because there's room for the foot to push up. So that makes them more comfortable and more wearable. But these shoes don't have them. So if you don't have a high arch, it's not going to be a problem. But if you are a person with a high arch, you might want to avoid shoes like this. And there are wingbacks with the wings, but I tend to prefer this look when it's fixed. it's a much less casual effect. So you can see the cords are much stronger on the laces, and the sole is fairly thick. The shoe is heavy. So when you're walking down the hallway in your office, it gives a very impressive effect. People will hear you coming and turn and look, and they'll look at your shoes and they'll think that guy has class. So it's a bold shoe. Increasingly in magazines, you see celebrities wearing shoes like this with casual outfits. And it really serves to sort of dress up a casual jean. And it's a bold trend that's, I think, very nice. It's a classy look. It's a shoe that says, I pay attention to detail. I care about my career. I will manage your affairs. It's a business statement as well as just a shoe choice. So you can see that just what type of shoe you wear is really a statement. So it depends on what you like. The last shoe I have for you is something very different. I've shown you 3 levels of dress shoes, working up from the slip-on, which is much more casual, to the Italian wingtips, which are, quite a bit more formal. You could wear them with a tuxedo. It's that level. And I'm going to show you now this shoe. This shoe is the most casual dress shoe of all, in my opinion. It's brown leather. It's got just a very soft finish. You can see just looking at the shoe that the leather is extremely flexible. It's got the wings, and the laces are corded and waxed, so you can wear this shoe in the rain. It's got a thicker sole of plastic with grips, so this is the type of shoe that's going to be fine walking around on a daily basis outside, so running errands, that type of thing. Whereas if you want to preserve the life of your soles on your leather shoes, it's probably best not to wear them out, on the weekends to run errands, just to keep the wear and tear off them. But this one is just extremely soft. This model is by Birkenstock, and so their shoes are extremely comfortable. The advantage of a shoe like this is if your office is more casual, you can wear a shoe like this with a suit. It will dress the look down slightly, but if your office is the type of place where that's okay, this shoe is a good option. It's down to earth. It says, I'm going to take care of business. I'm not interested in being pretentious. I just want to get the job done. So you can see it's got a very comfortable insole. It's that famous Birkenstock insole that will just insert that will keep your foot, it molds to your foot and just is extremely supportive and very, very comfortable to wear. So this is the type of shoe that you just want, something that's dressy but not all business. It's a really good option. So, did you like the shoes that I showed you? Were there any that stuck out? Yeah. Great. There are a couple things I want to tell you. Because all of the shoes I've shown you are leather, it's important to practice good leather maintenance. So, for example, one thing you want to invest in is a cedar wood shoe tree. These we've had in the shop for quite a while. They last a very long time. They are cedar. They have a metal attachment that squishes forward so they'll fit any shoe size. The cedar wood gives them an extremely nice smell. It absorbs odor. And it's just very important to have a shoe tree with a leather shoe to keep the leather from creasing and to keep it from being, if it sits in one place over a holiday, it just maintains the shape of the shoe and reduces odor. So they're extremely useful for leather shoes. All of our shoes come with a complimentary plastic pair, but if you are looking to maintain your shoes in the long run, I would recommend the cedar version, just because it is the preferred shoe tree wood. just due to its pleasant aroma and its attractive qualities. It's just a very nice addition to take care of any shoe. You'll also want to invest in some shoe polish. It's purely an aesthetic thing, but if leather is scuffed, it can very much detract from the put together element of an outfit. So if you have a beautiful suit on and it's perfectly pressed and the creases are great and your lapels are flat and everything is perfect and your shoes are creased and scuffed, people are going to know that you don't pay attention to the details in something as important as what you house your feet in. So you can buy shoe wax and shoe polish for very inexpensively. The preferred brand here at the shop is Kiwi. The parts that you need to polish your shoes, it's shoe polish, black or brown depending on the color of your shoe, a brush with the best model has natural animal furs, but if you're looking for something more inexpensive, a synthetic version will work, and sort of an old t-shirt or a paper towel. I know men who polish their shoes every single day. That's not necessary. It's just an extremely nice, just distinct way to sort of class up an outfit. It was traditional in older countries where gentlemen would have their men servants polish their shoes and press their clothes every day just to sort of give that fully finished, very polished look. So if you were to polish your shoes, it just sort of gives you God, pardon the pun, but a spring in your step. It's very recommended. Shoe polish is inexpensive, and it's kind of fun. It's a bit like painting. You put it on and then you sort of buff it, and it's a little therapeutic if it's a ritual for you. Women need to polish their leather shoes too, but for some reason nobody tells us that. It's just important for good leather maintenance in general if you have a stained leather that's not its natural color. Another thing that's important to do is, as I said, keep your leather shoes dry. Maintain the soles by changing them when they need to be replaced, or else you'll damage the shoe part itself, because this leather is quite durable on any leather shoe if it's high quality, and we only stock very high quality shoes, so you need to be careful to change your soles when they need to be changed. It's a good idea also, if your shoe is hurting you, to go to a specialist for instep and insoles, and they can have you fitted for a custom insert. A good thing to do is also to measure your foot. So if you have very high arches, you need a special type of sole. If you have flat arches that hurt you, it's important to get these things fitted because your feet are very sensitive, and if you're walking on them wrong your whole life, that can cause you knee problems and just foot problems, and it's very, very detrimental to the health of your shoe and the health of you. So that's all the information I have for you today. I hope you like the samples that I pulled for you. I'm going to leave you with my assistant to help you make sure that the fit is right and to check you out. But anytime you need any advice on shoe care, I hope you'll come back to our store. Also feel free to call me or text me if you have any questions. Thank you so much for shopping with us. Have a good day.